We will start with biological classification, chapter number 2, from page number 16. Now, as in previous chapter, we have seen two kingdom Animalia and the kingdom Plantae. That is for animals and the kingdom for plants. Now, over here in this chapter, we will learn about five kingdom classification, their characteristics, their nature, their cell type, mode of nutrition, body organization, and more of each type. So now get into the chapter. So as it is written here, two kingdom system of classification with plant and animals kingdom was developed that included all the plants and animals respectively. Now this system did not distinguish between the eukaryotes and the prokaryotes, unicellular and the multicellular organisms, and photosynthetic and the non-photosynthetic organisms. Now here green algae is the photosynthetic organism, and the fungi is the non-photosynthetic organism. Here classification of organisms into plants animals was easily done and was easy to understand, but a large number of organisms did not fall into either category. Like if I said about dogs, it falls on this, so वो यहाँ पे होता है तो दूसरा जगह दूसरा कैटेगरी में नहीं होता है. एल्सेशियन का बात करें तो वो एल्सेशियन कैटेगरी में आता है, डॉग का कैटेगरी में आता है. अगर हम लोग कैट का एग्जांपल देखें, कैट बिलोंग्स टू द फैमिली ऑफ फैलिडे, बट लायन बिलोंग्स टू द फैमिली ऑफ लियो, पैंथर टू द फैमिली ऑफ पैंथेरा. दिस इज डन बाय द 5 किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन ओनली. पहले क्या इतना डिटेल में नहीं था, पहले बस एक ही तो था. लाइक फॉर डॉग्स मैमल्स, डॉग्स एनिमल्स, birds animals, like this. But now in 5 kingdom classification there are about prokaryotic, eukaryotic and more. So photosynthetic, as I said, it is a green algae, and fungi is the non photosynthetic organism. Now the 2 kingdom classification बहुत टाइम तक यूज़ किया गया, और अभी इस समय में आके बहुत साइंटिस्ट है जिनको लग रहा है कि इट इज़ नॉट एडिक्वेट, इट इज़ inadequate. Now hence 2 kingdom classification was dismissed, and beside that 5 kingdom classification was proposed by R.H. Whitaker on 1969. So the kingdoms defined by him were named as Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. So ये 5 किंगडम है जो कि R.H. Whitaker ने कैटेगराइज किया था. क्या क्या है? मोनेरा है, प्रोटिस्टा है, फंगाई, प्लांटे एंड एनिमलिया. तो यहाँ पे जो मेन क्राइटेरिया है क्लासिफिकेशन के लिए उनके द्वारा यूज़ किया गया है, दैट इंक्लूड्स द सेल स्ट्रक्चर, द बॉडी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, द मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन, रिप्रोडक्शन एंड द फाइलोजेनेटिक रिलेशनशिप. तो यहाँ पे ऊपर में टेबल 2.1 जिसमें कैरेक्टरिस्टिक 5 किंगडम्स दिया गया है. दिस इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट टेबल आई एम टेलिंग यू. काइंडली गो थ्रू इट. It is the most important table. All the body organization, mode of nutrition, reproductive mode, nuclear of membrane, cell wall, cell type, prokaryote, eukaryotes, all are important here. So go through it. Now the 3 domain system has also been proposed that divides the kingdom Monera into 2 domains. Living remain eukaryotic kingdoms in the 3rd domain, and there will be a 6th kingdom classification. Now you will learn about the system at a higher classes, not now. So do not go deep for this 6th kingdom classification. Now let us look at this 5 kingdom classification to understand the issues and consideration that influence the classification system. Earlier classification system included bacteria, blue-green algae, fungi, mosses, ferns, gymnosperm and the angiosperm under plants. The characters that unified this whole kingdom was that all the organisms included had a cell wall in their cells. This placed together groups which widely differed in cell wall in their cells. So now these placed together groups which widely differed in their cell wall in the cell. इसका मतलब easily पता चल रहा है. If any doubt, I will be conducting the live session. Drop it there. I will be able to. Now the character like bacteria, the blue-green algae, right? So what happens there? What is their characteristics? Mode of nutrition, mode of reproduction, cell wall, cell type. eukaryotic cell type they have eukaryotic cell type. Okay, now to the next topic. यहाँ पे जो तुम्हारा साइनोबैक्टीरिया बोल के एक टॉपिक है, देयर इज अ साइनोबैक्टीरिया. दिस साइनोबैक्टीरिया इज एक्चुअली नोन एज ब्लू ग्रीन एल्गे. अब इतना देर से मैं ब्लू ग्रीन एल्गे किए जा रहा हूँ, दैट मीन्स इट्स नेम इज साइनोबैक्टीरिया. नाउ दे आर यूकैरियोटिक इन नेचर. They are also grouped together with the unicellular organism and the multicellular ones. Say for example, Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra were placed together under algae. So the classification did not differentiate between the heterotrophic group, fungi, and the autotrophic green plants. So though they also showed a characteristics difference in their walls composition, the fungi had chitin in their walls, while the green plants had a cellulosic cell wall. When such characteristics were considered, the fungi were placed in a separate kingdom fungi. जब ये पकड़ा गया fungi का दूसरा characteristics है ऐसा, so they are placed in different kingdom. That particular kingdom now is known as kingdom fungi. Now, cholera is a disease, but chlorella here is not a disease. It is earlier placed in algae with plants and both having cell walls, with Paramecium and the amoeba in the animal kingdom which lacks cell wall. That means chlorella lacks cell wall. It has put together organisms in the animal kingdom with the lack of cell wall. In either classifications were placed in different kingdoms. This happened because the criteria for classification changed. These kind of changes will take place in the future too, depending on the improvement in our understanding of characteristics and evolutionary relationship. जैसे कि देखो अभी जो साइंटिस्ट है वो एक चीज़ बता के जाते हैं, नेक्स्ट साइंटिस्ट, सोचो तुम नेक्स्ट साइंटिस्ट बन रहे हो, यू आर द नेक्स्ट साइंटिस्ट, यू विल मॉडिफाई इट, ऑफ कोर्स यू विल मॉडिफाई इट, यू विल मॉडिफाई द थिंग which earlier the scientists did, you will modify it, you will propose a new theory, you will propose a new classification. So that is the reason why our understanding changes, it becomes better and better day by day. It has put together organisms in the animal kingdom which lack cell wall. Now, over time an attempt has been made to evolve the classification system which reflect not only the morphological, physiological and reproductive similarities, but it's also phylogenetic, that is evolutionary relationships. In this chapter we will study characteristics of kingdoms Monera, Protista and fungi of the Whittaker system of classification. So ये जो kingdom Monera है, अभी असली चीज़ में आ जाओ. इतना देर तक मैं क्या बता रहा था, इधर इंट्रोडक्शन 7 मिनट तक इंट्रोडक्शन चला. Now I am going to start about kingdom Monera. What is kingdom Monera? That is the bacteria are the sole members of the kingdom Monera. They are the most abundant microorganisms. Bacteria occur almost everywhere. हम लोग देख सके, मतलब गुड हो या बैड हो, बैक्टीरिया सब जगह है, राइट. नाउ दे ऑल्सो लिव इन एक्सट्रीम हैबिटेट्स सच एज हॉट स्प्रिंग, डेजर्ट, स्नो, डीप ओशंस वेयर फ्यू अदर लाइफ फॉर्म्स कैन सर्वाइव. अभी किंगडम मोनेरा को याद रखने का कोशिश करो. हाउ टू याद रखना कैसे है किंगडम मोनेरा को? वेरी इजी वे. जस्ट थिंक दिस किंगडम मोनेरा और द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ द किंगडम मोनेरा or the organisms which are present in the kingdom Monera can live in an extreme habitat like a hot spring, too much of cold habitat, snow, deep oceans where the few other life forms can survive. Many of them live in or on the other organisms like parasites. Bacteria are grouped under 4 categories like spherical coccus, the rod-shaped bacillus, the coma-shaped vibrio, the spiral-shaped spiralium. Remember them with their shape name. ठीक है. Spherical coccus, spherical means coccus, rod shaped means bacillus, coma shaped मतलब vibrium, and spiral is spiralium. Easy. If you face any difficulties on my explanation, kindly let me know through WhatsApp. Though the bacterial structure is very simple, they are very complex in behavior. मतलब वो देखने में जितना अच्छा है वो काम में उतना ही. Understand, right? Compared to many other organisms, bacteria as a group show the most extensive metabolic diversity. Some of the bacteria are autotrophic, that is, they synthesize their own food from inorganic substrates. They may be photosynthetic, autotrophic or chemosynthetic. Autotrophic, the vast majority of bacteria are heterotrophs. मतलब वो फोटोसिंथेटिक ऑटोट्रॉफिक हो सकते हैं, वो केमोसिंथेटिक ऑटोट्रॉफिक हो सकते हैं, बट द मेजोरिटी ऑफ बैक्टीरिया दे आर हेटेरोट्रॉफिक, जो अपना खाना खुद बनाता है, जो अपना ऑर्गेनिक मैटर खुद बनाता है खाना के लिए, दैट इज व्हाट मोनेरा इज। जो मैंने पॉइंट्स बोला यू कैन नोट इट डाउन। Now Monera is divided into two parts, Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. What is Archaebacteria? These bacteria are the special since they live in some of the most harsh habitats, such as extreme salty areas. Now these extreme salty areas is known as halophiles, hot spring, that is thermoacidophiles, marshy areas, methanogens. Archaebacteria differ from other bacteria in having a different cell wall. और ये जो different cell wall है, different cellular structure है, that is the reason they are surviving in the extreme condition, harsh habitats. This feature is responsible for their survival in the extreme conditions. Methanogens are present in the gut of several ruminant animals such as cows, buffaloes, and they are responsible for the production of methane, that is a biogas or the gobar gas from the dung of these animals. Eubacteria, these are the thousands of different eubacteria or the true bacteria. They are characterized by the presence of the rigid cell wall and if motile means वो उनका movement होता है, non-motile means उनका movement नहीं होता है. Now if motile is flagellum, the cyanobacteria, also referred to as blue-green algae, have chlorophyll similar to green plants and are photosynthetic autotrophs. The cyanobacteria are unicellular, colonial, filamentous, freshwater, marine or terrestrial algae. The colonies are generally surrounded by glanteous sheath. They often form blooms in polluted water bodies. Some of these organisms can fix atmospheric nitrogen in specialized cells called heterocysts. अभी जो डायग्राम है तुम लोग का बुक में देखो, in page number 19 the diagram is given, figure 2.2. If you do not have the book, don't need to worry, MTE has already provided the e-book for each and every subject, right? Get into it, download the PDF, watch it. Face any problem, let the manager know, MTE manager. Now यहाँ पे जो डायग्राम है इसमें देखो वायलेट कलर का बीच बीच में एक स्ट्रक्चर है, दैट इज हेटेरोसिस्ट. और व्हाट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ हेटेरोसिस्ट? द फंक्शन ऑफ हेटेरोसिस्ट इज टू फिक्स द नाइट्रोजन इन सम एरियाज. Example, nostoc and anabinia. Chemosynthetic heterotrophic bacteria oxidize various inorganic substances such as nitrates, nitrites, and ammonia and use the release energy for their ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate production. They play a great role in recycling nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and sulfur. अभी heterotrophic bacteria क्या होता है? अभी heterotrophic bacteria क्या होता है? What is heterotrophic bacteria? They are most abundant in nature. The majority are important decomposers. Many of them have a significant impact on human affairs. They are helpful in making curd from milk, production of antibiotics, fixing of nitrogen in legumes, roots, etc. So this diagram is most important. Figure 2.3 diagram is most important. So from mycoplasma are the organisms that completely lack a cell wall. इनका cell wall नहीं होता है और ये बहुत ही smallest living organism होता है, living cell होता है जो कि without oxygen survive कर पाता है. Many mycoplasm are pathogenic in animals and plants. So itna I hope you have been understood. If you are facing any difficulties in any of the topics and my explanation, kindly let me know through the WhatsApp or on the next session. You can also comment. Okay, you must print the biology notes and the 50 detailed question and answers I will provide, and I have already provided the notes as soon as possible because it is necessary. So I hope today's class is helpful to all of you. I am ending up with here. Next day we will start with the kingdom Protista, cryophytes, digenoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, protozoans, and more we will look after. Kindly go through these topics of kingdom Protista so that you can understand better on my next explanation. Thank you for your cooperation and your valuable time.